When you're as devilishly handsome as myself, you get a lot of looks in the street. Pretty standard stuff when women want to be with you and men want to be you. At least I thought that was the case. It turns out people are scowling at me. Why? Because of my toxic masculinity, of course. Something that was gifted to me by my doctor the moment I was born as part of the straight white male starter kit. It also came with a love of sports, a passion for video games, and a sweater to wear around my shoulders like some upper-class croquet-playing prick. It was the latter gift that made me want to address my behaviour as a toxic, yet sexy male, and led me to this video by Connor Ward. But before we enjoy, how about a beer?
Howdy, Drunken Uncle. My name is Rational Outlaw, and today I have a wonderful beer and burger for you. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you, Rational Outlaw, for the cartoon beverage. I mean, it's not like I could drink it anyway. I haven't got any hands. The link to his channel is in the description, and now, on to the fuckery.
Today I want to talk about something I've wanted to talk about for a while on my channel. I just feel it's relevant now.
I'm getting sick and tired of relevance. How about some of those abstract subjects, eh? Andy Warhol it. That guy couldn't move for pussy.
Toxic masculinity. You may have noticed that I'm indeed a male.
Oh, you're not that bad, mate. Sure, you could do with losing a few pounds, but oh, sorry. I thought he said whale.
Boy. Man.
Hey! Females can be men too, you fucking bigot.
Prefer how you will. And along with that, you probably noticed I'm not supposedly the most manliest man.
Well, saves me saying it, and I think I just found the thumbnail for this video.
I'm not afraid to camp it up a little bit.
Maybe you should be, Connor. Acting camp is only good for attracting certain breeds of men and the type of woman who wants to lie to herself.
I'm not one of these lads that go drinking in the pub trying to pull birds.
Fair enough. I mean, you do strike me as the type to drink at home alone and masturbate on camera so the internet can see your cum face. I mean, what the hell do you look like? Have some pride, Connor.
I don't like sports, specifically football.
Are you sure? 22 sweaty men in shorts, are you sure?
That's why this has been brought up. If anyone's kept up with the news, you probably know where I'm going with this.
I'm gonna guess the World Cup and football hooligans. Oh, by the way, mate, you've got something on your chin? Just to the... Oh, never mind. It's another chin.
Let's just put it out there what toxic masculinity actually is.
Anything you can't do?
It's about all the traditional male gender roles, all these ideas and stuff of what a man should be.
And you're doing your part by being a whiny little bitch. Well done, Connor. You're saving the world.
It's about how they have a negative effect on society.
Yeah, all those bridges and shit are just causing havoc, aren't they? Now, because of men, there's less of a need for people to learn how to traverse a river. Bastards!
Not all of the traits, but some of the traits.
Yeah, but there's a fair few traits in women that have a negative impact on the world too, mate. Such as how judgmental they are to other women, the levels of entitlement we've seen in the past decade, and anything Anita Sarkeesian has ever done. I'd normally chalk that up to no one's perfect, but I'm sure you know better, Connor. I mean, you gotta know something.
A quick and very easy example of this is men shouldn't show emotions, men should be strong.
Bullshit! Everyone's allowed to be emotional. There's just a line that, when crossed, makes every motherfucker feel uncomfortable. And that goes for women too. I heard one outside my window the other night just sobbing away. I left her to it for a little bit until I couldn't hear Netflix over her blubbering, and then I told her to shut the fuck up. And you know what? She did.
They should be tough. And then you look at the statistics for male suicide and you go, oh, right.
Depends if you want to put the rates of male suicide down to men not being allowed to show emotion, or the fact that men are generally helpless in getting screwed over an awful lot. From divorce courts to false accusations of rape, all the while being told they have an unfair advantage over everyone else.
Because society tells you shouldn't express your emotions, that's the effect of it.
Oh, well, Dr. Connor Ward here has solved the problem of male suicide. All we had to do was ask a self-professed beta. Even though a typical show of emotion from a typical bloke would be to get drunk and punch a wall, but no, that's a toxic show of emotion, isn't it? So I guess killing yourself is more family-friendly.
We're in a generation now where that's all evolving, but it still exists. The specific incident I want to talk about is when England won the football on Saturday.
Oh, looks like this video's been sat in my downloads folder for a little bit. We lost in the end, Connor. Much like yourself, old boy, we couldn't get past the semis.
I'm not into football. I was even in the Primark on the Saturday and the guy at the counter was like, oh, are you watching the game later? I was like, game? Yeah, the football. Oh, no.
Well, good for you, mate, making a big show of not liking a sport. I mean, you were in a Primark store, so I wouldn't have even bothered asking.
To which he said that I was the first person that said that in the day, but oh well.
Ooh, Oh, you're so non-conforming. I hope you bought yourself a medal while you were in there.
And I'm all for people wanting to celebrate football and celebrate the win. I'm all for being proud of your country.
You should have been around during World War II, mate. Though you'd probably put that down to toxic masculinity too.
But it's the extremes that people took that which upset me and angered me. You may have seen me tweet about this.
No, I did not.
At Nottingham Castle, they hosted a screening of the game. There was hundreds, maybe thousands of people all at the castle.
Yeah, all having a good time on a Saturday evening. The cunts. And look, another cum face. This guy's a machine.
All in the glorious sunshine that England has been gifted with at the moment.
Get fucked, mate. You ain't no Brit if you aren't complaining about the heat. Who are you, really?
Gifted is arguable.
That's more like it.
And they were all doing the typical lad thing. Drinking, 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 drinking. Not water, alcohol.
Oh, yeah, because women don't get fucked up on the weekend, do they? Have you ever seen them, Connor? Well, no, that would mean leaving the house, but they're worse than the men, mate. Generally, the boys are on beer, but the first thing girls do when they get in the bar is go, let's order some shots, before falling off their stupidly high heels on the dance floor and throwing up in the taxi on the way home. And the fights, holy shit. They don't punch, Connor. They scratch at each other's eyes. If they're not getting consoled in the corner because some guy didn't want to shag them. Every house party I've been to, there's always been at least one girl crying. That's maths.
So a load of very drunk people, once the game had finished, walked down Friar Lane. If you know Nottingham, you'll know exactly what I mean. Into the market square.
Are you a fucking tour guide or something, Connor? Get to the point.
And decided to celebrate in the square. Some people thought it would be a good idea to jump on bus stops and stand on top of there and scream from there. That's a bit, antisocial behaviour.
I'd argue it's a bit too social, actually.
But there were a few people that took it to an even more extreme point, and there was a taxi driver just driving through trying to drop off people, and they thought it would be a good idea to jump on the car.
Yeah, it's a dick move. I've seen women act in such a way too, though. I mean, I live next door to a pub, mate. This isn't down to masculinity. This is down to people drinking a skinful and making some bad decisions. And you wouldn't get any pussy if it weren't for bad decisions. It's binge drinking culture, and it's just great.
The man was still in the car, jumped through the ceiling, glass roof shattered.
Well, according to the Metro, who reported on this, it was down to 3 men. Here's a photo of one of them. Thank fuck for camera phones, eh? So, rather than base masculinity on the behaviour of this twat, why not look at this guy? Or this guy? Or this guy? Or any of the men who aren't jumping on cars? Because you know what happens when you start judging men by the actions of other men, Connor? That's right, you end up writing for BuzzFeed.
He got out the car, obviously, couldn't find any police. Apparently there were some police watching that didn't do anything. That's another issue.
Couldn't find any police, but there were some watching. Were they there or not, mate? Make your mind up.
But they destroyed his car. He was a taxi driver. That was his livelihood. It'd be like destroying my phone, my lights, and that stuff. It's my MacBook. God, I'd be a wreck if any of that happened.
You could always get those things insured, like that guy's car. And fuck, if this is what you look like when you have your shit together, I'd hate to see what happens when tragedy strikes. But I'm also a little curious.
His car was worth £10,000 and they just destroyed it, for a celebration.
But you could argue they were just showing emotion. I thought you were all for that in the beginning. Stop suicide, doesn't it?
I'm not inserting any pictures or images for this. A, because effort.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
And B, because I don't want to see it again. I've seen enough of it and it just angers me every single time.
And C, I've already done it. I got your back, Connor.
I will, however, leave a Just Giving link in the description to the man whose vehicle was destroyed.
Yay, didn't do that. Toxic male.
There is currently a search for the people who did this to be arrested. It wasn't just in Nottingham too. It was in Manchester, it was in Birmingham, it was in London.
Ah, I remember back in the day when this video had a point other than taking us on a tour of Nottingham and covering the news. Good times, good times.
Nottingham seemed to have reached all over the news though. Nottingham was on the news in New Zealand. I am not happy that that's how my city was portrayed to the world.
Well, you could shut the fuck up about it.
I'm very proud to be from Nottingham. It's a great city. But it's the minority that ruin it.
You realise that could be taken as racist as fuck, right? You can't talk that way about minorities. You're in the UK.
And all of these people were males. They were lads.
Yeah, all 3 of them. 4, actually, but one of them turned himself in, presumably after sobering up and remembering what he did. So again, your problem isn't masculinity, it's booze.
Some of them in their mid-40s, just haven't grown up. Like, I get it. My dad goes to the pub and gets drunk when it's football.
Oh, sure. If you were my son, I'd take it out on my liver too.
But my dad doesn't go jumping on cars.
Well, no, not with his knees.
It's this whole culture that people are brought up with. England's a very much a football country. Like, growing up in school in PE, we could have a whole rant about this, but you're forced to play football.
Oh, here we go. It's going back to school for this guy now. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Typical beta. All the things I can't do, I hate. And all the people that can do them are problematic.
And I was like, I'm not bothered whatsoever.
You clearly were, bucko. Still are, actually.
And with football comes that culture of the drinking and the everything and blah.
Oh yeah, it's the ma that's gonna get you. I mean, every time I see little kids playing football in the park, of course they're getting pissed up too. They're using empty bottles of Captain Morgan's rum for goalposts. It's the culture, damn it.
I don't think I'm particularly friends with any lads.
So you're chatting shit about something you know shit all about. Good talk.
Everyone who I'm friends with is slightly on the camper side, let's just say.
Well, colour me fucking shocked.
Or just decent human being side. No, I do know people that are into football and stuff. They're just nice people, though.
Mate, shut the fuck up about football. It's a game. I know you're using it as a reason to tell yourself being an emotional little cuck is just fine and dandy, but it's still just a game. Get back to the fucking point.
They're all trying to show off. They're all trying to be the alpha male. Alpha male's another part of toxic masculinity. Everyone needs to be shown to be strong and supporting everything around them. And
so, supporting people is bad? Well, you heard it here, people.
Being in control and being in charge and taking, you know, and
finishing your fucking sentences. Bad masculinity.
It just causes more damage than it does good.
So, let me recap. Alpha males are bad because they're strong, supporting, and take leadership roles. Huh. What are the chances you're also a communist, Connor?
Falling into this category are men being derogatory about women. Like, that's supposedly lad behaviour.
Oh, yeah, because women never say anything derogatory about men, do they? No, that's a male-specific trait, that is.
I don't like it. I find it disrespectful. Yeah, I'm not saying don't embrace being a male, because I am a male. I very much am a male.
At this point, I just don't know if I can believe you, Connor.
Like, I've got masculine things about me which I like to embrace.
Like other men? Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. Stop lying to yourself, mate.
I'm a boy. I like to smell a little bit. I like to play video games. I like to fart.
Video games and farting. Sure, two of my favourite pastimes, but you like to smell? That's not masculine. That's just weird.
But that's the thing. I'm not afraid of, like, doing things that are considered feminine.
Such as standing like that.
Like, I would choose going to see a musical over a football match any day.
Well, I don't doubt that for a minute. Shut the fuck up about football. For fuck's sake, you've got a real hang-up over that sport, Connor. Like, haven't got any money, football's fault, can't get a girlfriend, blame it on football, terrorism in the Middle East, football.
Society thinks the default is to be a lad if you're male, and I hope that changes.
And I hope society changes so it stops blaming things on society.
If I ever have kids, I'm certainly not raising my son if I ever have one.
Did you just say you won't raise your son? Well, I don't doubt that either.
He'll most likely be called Hercules. We'll see about that one.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm done. I can listen to him blaming certain sports for everything. I can listen to him chat about being camp. Hell, I can listen to him say men should be more emotive lest they kill themselves. But I draw the fucking line at a child called Hercules. I think he's only doing that so his boy will get bullied and therefore turn out just like him. But then again, I suspect he won't have kids. So it's all good. Thanks for watching, guys. Please consider becoming a patron to show me some emotions, which will stop you from killing yourself. And check me out on BitChute because you get a plaque at 10,000 subscribers, and I want a fucking plaque. The links are in the description, and remember, if you're a boring, whingy beta male, you can always blame society. Or football.